Dogs, one thing that's not, spoken about in dog culture. I mean, there's a lot of things that dog culture doesn't speak about, but one other thing is that they don't discuss how dogs, devastate many families. They don't talk about how dogs, ruin and destroy families. When a dog, kills a person, that affects not just one or two families. That affects a lot of families, a lot of friends, where a lot of these people are get depressed. They have to deal with grief. Uh, they're stressed. They can't go to work anymore, can't go to school. Death, can change a person. And for me, I've dealt with death for my whole life. And for the most part, you feel it, you feel bad, and you feel remorse and sympathetic to the families. And then you move on. But not this year, last year, it's in November. I lost two cousins in like short of a week, in like a week or 2 weeks. And usually I'm never, I'm not emotional. I don't, it's not that I don't feel anything, but this time, I felt it. I was devastated. I felt emotional. I felt the grief. And usually when people, family members and friends that passed away, like I feel bad, but I don't feel grief as much as I did for these two cousins that passed away. And they were fairly young, one in their 20s and one in their 30s. One of them that passed away, I can get too much details of how, but nevertheless, I grew up with them. We lived together as children. We knew each other as children. And I spoke to her, she spoke to me, we played together. We used to live in the same house. And when I heard that she passed, I was devastated. I felt it. And I'm someone that isn't emotional, and I haven't cried in over 25 years. And throughout the weeks and hearing about how she died, I felt like crying. Like it was there. That crying feeling was there. I was devastated. I was grieving. I was sad. And then when I heard about the other cousin that passed away, I only seen her once as a little baby, mind you. I remember seeing her only once as a little baby. And she was in her 20s, and I heard that she passed away. I was still devastated. I was still hurt. I was grieving. I wanted to pour out. I felt so bad. Felt so bad about that. And it wasn't like as if someone, killed them or a creature killed them. They passed away. Well, I'm not getting too much detail into it, but they passed away, and I felt horrible. Horrible. Wanted to cry for a month and a half. And I'm never usually like this. So when I think of these dog lovers and these dogs taking life, children, adults, men, women, neighbors, seniors. Many families are devastated. They're grieving. They're hurt. These dogs have ruined many family and friends. And then what do we do with these dogs after the attack? They feed them and then they give them the easiest way out, and then we just move on. And to me, that's just disrespectful. Disrespectful. To have these things around and treating them like they're our children and protecting them just so they can randomly attack someone for doing nothing and kill them, a baby, a teenager, for walking, for doing nothing, riding their bike, and then they kill that person, leaving many families, individual, friends, devastated. And another thing I forgot to mention, for one of the funerals that I went to, a lot of families, friends, were devastated. They were crying. They were grieving. They were grieving. A lot of friends and family were grieving. These dogs hurt many families. For what? What purpose do these dogs serve? All the training, all the love does absolutely nothing but keeps getting people killed, leaving many families hurt, many families lost, many families just, again, I don't know, I can't really speak for them, and I really, wish, there were updates on these families and how they feel, how they've been. But for the most part, again, which I feel is disrespectful. You hear about it once, maybe for a week, maybe for a month. And then, you hear about the family crying and grieving, and then we don't hear anything anymore. I really wish that, I know it's hard, that families of these victims can, share how they've been feeling since these attacks. I know it's not going to be easy, but I really wish, we can know, or at least I can know what they're feeling now, or after these attacks, years after. Man, it is devastating, man. Devastating that these dogs, can be placed in our society and killed, and they kill someone, and for pretty much all the reasons they've killed someone, it was for no reason whatsoever. No one is on their territory. But even if they're on their territory, why have such a dangerous thing in homes? Like, it doesn't make sense. But nevertheless, not on their territory, not bothering them, not touching their offspring, not doing any of that, and they go and attack. They see us and instantly they just want to go and attack. Does that make sense? They want to go and kill us. They want to kill us, man. Just for walking on the street. They want to kill us. Kill us. Take our lives. Just for walking. riding our bike. We've seen countless videos of this. People jogging, walking, in the park, minding their own business. And out of nowhere, this thing just wants to kill us. This thing wants to destroy our families for absolutely nothing whatsoever. But then dog culture wants to go around and treat these dogs like they're our children, like they are the victims. Like they are the victims. Like they're the ones that were killed, that were harmed. Only in dog culture. Where you'll see the perp, the dog, kill and then be treated like the victim. You don't see that anywhere else. I really wanted to share this because, for the first time ever, I've dealt with, well, not first time ever, but first time ever I've ever felt with death that really hurt. It really hurt me. It really made me want to cry. I was emotional. And I can sympathize. I can somewhat relate to families of victims that were killed by these dogs. It hurts. It hurts. You see them 1 second, everything is good, and next second they're gone. You remember all those good memories you have with them, and then suddenly they're gone. You remember them as these babies that you've held, that you spoke to as babies. And now they're dead. You see them in the casket, and now they're dead. It's like, this isn't supposed to happen. You tell yourself, this is not supposed to happen. She was just a little girl. They were just little children, babies. They were babies when I saw them. Why are they laying in the casket? Why are we burying these young people? And Tim Watson, please remember, it's okay to hate dogs.